All right, good morning, everybody. Hello, and welcome. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're doing well. I hope it finds you well. Today is Sunday, the 10th of January, 2020, and I am Darkside Phil. How's it going? I hope it's going well. I hope you guys are in a good mood and ready for some great gameplay streaming. And if you're not in a good mood, then hopefully my gameplay stream will put you in one. How about that? Good stuff all around today. Very excited for today's streams in particular, because the subject matter today is going to be very good, I feel. I feel that this will be entertaining stuff for everybody, because we're doing some good stuff that should it should satisfy all audiences. Let's put it that way. All right, so let's talk a little bit about that, my friends. But, however, I'm going to say something up front. All right? I'm going to say something publicly up front before we even get started with anything, with the schedule, with any kind of discussion. Recently, on the streams over the last week, I've noticed an increasing number of people who think that it is funny to single out certain stream viewers, or one stream viewer in particular, but there's been a few others who've been the ire of some people as well. But in particular, in the last week, stream viewer Derek, who has been coming to the streams, has basically been harassed constantly by people. And I know why it's happening. It's because the stupid-ass re-streamers and their dumb fuck memes have decided to single him out and harass him online, stalking him everywhere he goes, trying to spin things on his social media into negative shit. And I'm not just going to have it anymore. So I'm just laying down the law. It's this simple. If you harass Derek, or you harass any of my stream viewers whatsoever, you try to make a living joke out of them, and you try to constantly bring up negative shit about them, you're out of here. So the moment I see a fucking stupid joke about Derek's birthday, the moment that I see a joke about what's on his social media, the moment that you open your dumb fuck mouth about something stupid to harass one of my viewers, you're permanently banned from my streams. This is a zero tolerance policy. There's no forgiveness here. I'm not going to allow people to get harassed because some dumb fuck re-streamers thought that it was funny to make a meme up and harass someone online. No, it's not funny. Okay, shitheads? It's not funny. You think it's fucking funny, it's not. You don't get to just harass someone who's innocent and did nothing because you're a scumbag. So, ha ha ha, the joke's on you motherfuckers, because I'm not putting up with that shit. Alright, I'm just saying it right now. Derek is like one of the nicest people who comes to the streams. Seriously, he's respectful. He always talks about various topics, and he's always participating nicely. He's basically a great example of what a well-behaved and interactive stream viewer is. All right? And by the way, the funniest part about it is he doesn't contribute. He doesn't cheer, sub, or tip, usually. He's just here to be a positive guy on the stream and just chat it up and enjoy the content. So you think it's funny because you singled out a nice guy and you're going to harass him online. No, you're going to get fucked. All right? I'm just saying this up front. I know this sounds very harsh, and some of you might be like, damn, Phil's really starting out pretty serious today. Yeah, because I'm not putting up with it anymore. It's ridiculous at this point. It's been like a week every day people making fun of the guy, and I'm not putting up with it. So enjoy your jokes. You're out of here. I'm serious. This is a zero tolerance policy. I don't care if someone's not paying attention. Oh, I didn't know. I don't care. You're banned. You should have known better to begin with, because it's not funny to harass someone online. I know, as someone who's been harassed for the last 12 years, but here's the difference between me and someone who comes to a stream. I'm a public persona. Okay? I'm someone who puts himself out there on the internet every day to be viewed and rightly to be criticized, and yes, to unfairly be ridiculed, but that's just part of the package. I chose to do that, I didn't really know that's what I was getting into when I started this 12 years ago, but now every day I choose to do that. One day, if I say it's enough is enough, and I decide to leave the internet and do something offline or whatever, that's fine. Derek is just a stream viewer. He doesn't deserve to get harassed by you shitheads. So and by the way, if you do harass him, you're a shithead. Again, zero tolerance here. I don't even care if you're a stream regular. If you're going to harass someone else, you think it's funny. It's a bandwagon approach. Oh, well, the restreamers are doing it, so it's fun and funny and it's safe to do. No, fuck you. And you're out of here. And that's that. I don't even want to see people making fucking emotes and pretending like that's him. No more. Zero tolerance is exactly what it means. I'm not putting up with your bullshit anymore. You can take your dumb kitty shit and bring it to the restreamer streams and stay the fuck off of mine. Okay? Now, let's see how many idiots still do it today and get banned. And let's see how much they... Oh, I didn't know. Please, Phil, unban me. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Get fucked. Get fucked. Because you are a disrespectful troll, and you don't deserve to be here. It's that simple. Okay? So, I'm laying down the law. Spread the fucking word. Because I'm forewarning you right now. Spread the word to all your buddies who are going to come here later today and weren't here for the pre-stream, and then they get banned. You know, I'm not going to have any sympathy for them. Okay? So, that's that. No, see, here's the difference. Nugget huggers. He's, oh, good thing the only humor I like is farts and poops, because you're making fun of me because people say I make a lot of fart and poop jokes. The difference is when I make a fart and poop joke, I'm not harassing someone. It's generalized humor versus actually trying to harass someone online, stupid. So, wise the fuck up. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, now we can get to the positive subject of today's stream, what we're doing, which I'm very excited for. I'm very excited because the first stream is the continuation. The continuation of Yakuza 7. That's right. Now, last time around when we played Yakuza 7, holy shit. Holy shit. Seriously. That was, wow. That was a crazy-ass stream the last time that we played Yakuza 7. We had returning characters. We had huge plot developments. We had crazy twists that I never foresaw. Did I ever think that a certain character would return to the game? No, I thought it was done. I thought we were fully moving into something new, and then to see a certain character return, my jaw dropped. What a cameo appearance. Okay. So that being said, I can't imagine what else is going to happen here in the game. Now, Pray for Rock says you should be able to finish Yakuza on today's stream. If I rushed through it and did absolutely nothing interesting, sure. I'm not doing that. This game has lots more content left. First of all, we are in the midst of the business minigame. This is the minigame by which you run your own business, Ichiban Holdings. We're in the midst of trying to get it to the top 20, okay? We're going to do that first. We're going to get it to the top 20 first, all right? Then once that's done, we're going to leave the minigame, and we're going to go out and see what else is available in the world. I don't know what else will be available in the world. For all to understand, we're in Chapter 13 of 15, by the way. There's a lot of story left, because as you guys know, as you get to the end of a Yakuza game, there's a ridiculous amount of story, cutscenes, etc., okay? All that's coming up. But in addition, I know for a fact, there's more optional content available. There's apparently a whole optional dungeon coming up that's available, okay? And in addition to that, there's other things that I've kind of ignored that I could go back and do. For example, I could go back and do the Dragon Cart stuff, which I pretty much only did the first 2 stages. And let's be honest, the first 2 stages were really easy, so I didn't really care about going back. But now I'm to understand, apparently, if you do it, there's rewards, but also it's actually part of the side quest lines for the game. If you're trying to, you know, basically be a completionist and do all the content, apparently you need to do the Dragon Cart stuff. So there's stuff to do, all right? But don't worry, I'm not going to just focus on side content. We're starting off today with the business side missions. I'm going to wrap those up. Well, not wrap it, I'm going to do the next segment. We're going to get to the top 20, okay? Then we'll probably head back into the story for a bit, okay? And go from there and see what happens, all right? What I basically want to do is I want to mix it. I don't want it to be all of one thing. I want to have fun mixing it up and having a variety of stuff for the rest of the playthrough, okay? So I do want to do a lot of the side content at the same time. I don't want to just sit here and do side content for 3 hours. You know, I want to have some story progression as well. So we'll see how it goes today, okay? Now, as I said, since likely I am going to be trying to do all the significant content in the game, chances are that this playthrough is not even nearly over. Like Pray for Rock said, oh, if you could beat it today. Yeah, basically if I ignore a ridiculous amount of content that the game still has, yeah, I could probably beat it today. I'm not going to do that. This is one of my favorite games of 2020 by far, and I want to take my time to enjoy the rest of the game. All right? And by the way, unlikely that I would beat it today even if I tried. The game has such an incredible amount of cutscenes that chances are it would take me longer than 3+ hours to even beat the game today, even if I wanted to. All right? So that being said, this should be pretty fun. It should be a great stream. I foresee possibly in the next week beating the game. Possibly. Depends on how today goes, and especially, like I said, with the side content coming up, how easily I'm able to beat it. But chances are, yeah, I'm probably going to wrap this game up likely within another week, which is actually a really good thing when you think about it, because right around the corner, we've got Hitman 3 coming up. And if I can beat this right before Hitman 3 comes up, that would be pretty cool, right? That would be pretty cool, I feel. Pray for Rock says, oh, but when you beat the main story, nothing's missable. All the side content's still doable. Pray for Rock, when I beat the story, what makes you think I'm going back to the game? I've beaten the story. You know? If anything, here's what I'll say. I know that there is post-game content. Apparently, there's a whole optional challenge tower that opens up after you beat the game. Would I consider doing it? Yes, but that would not be mainstream content. That would be like a night stream deal, you know? So that would not be a focused mainstream at all. That might be stuff for late night chill streams moving forward. So Yakuza 7 will remain a main gameplay stream for the next week or so. We'll see how far we get in the game. We'll see if we beat it. If we beat the main story and I want to do post-game content, it'll basically be a night stream moving forward, okay? Fair enough? All right, so that's today's stream. I'm excited. I am. I'm very excited to see how it goes today. I hope you guys are too. Tonight, it is the return of Black Ops Cold War multiplayer. And as you guys know, whenever I play this, it's quite an interesting situation. It all depends on how the servers are doing, essentially. If the servers are doing quite well, then usually I do quite well, and I can get nice kill streaks and everything. Sadly, sometimes the servers are shit, and I shoot things, doesn't even register. It's pretty bad. So we'll see how it goes tonight, okay? As you know, there's a lot of rage and a lot of leg slapping. That's right. I get frustrated and I slap my legs like a fool. A leg slapping fool. That'll be tonight's stream at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. I hope you guys will join me for some multiplayer fun. Tomorrow we are going to do exactly what we did yesterday. It's going to be Assassin's Creed Valhalla on the early stream. Excuse me. And then it's going to be Immortals Phoenix Rising on the late stream. I'm excited for this. Yesterday I did this, and I didn't know how it was going to go. Alright, I'm be honest. Assassin's Creed I've been playing for 2 months as a night stream. Haven't really focused on it as a main gameplay stream much, or if at all. And because of that, I didn't know people were going to actually show up and hang out and take to the stream, because it's been this slow-paced night game. Alright? Also, Immortals Phoenix Rising as a late stream. I didn't know how people were going to take to it as a playthrough. Well, I have good news on both fronts. First of all, yesterday, lots of people showed up to the Assassin's Creed stream and enjoyed it. Alright? Even though some people do sit around just to complain and whine that they don't like the game I'm playing. A lot of people did show up and give it a chance. Some people said, it's not so good. And others were like, it's not bad. It was, we're getting into parts of the game now where I say the story is quite interesting. And because of that, I feel that it's going to be better. Like, if I had started doing this as a mainstream, for the first 10, 15 hours of the game, honestly, it's not that interesting. But now the plot's getting much more interesting and better. So I think that's going to be a better playthrough, okay? So I am excited for this tomorrow as the main gameplay stream. And it's the Immortals Phoenix Rising playthrough. Let me tell you, that is prime late night stuff. Seriously, it's prime late night stuff. It's open world exploration. It's puzzle solving. It's combat. It's, platforming, scaling things. It's a good combination. Now, to be honest, there's not that much story. It's more a lot of gameplay. And I think that game is appropriate for a late night chill stream. People want to just hang out and talk to me and have a good time while I'm doing some gameplay. That's pretty much exactly what the game's designed for, okay? So, I hope you guys will join me for that, as I continue to play it as a late night stream. And that's going to continue, as I said, tomorrow night, okay? So, good stuff there. I'm very excited for more of both games tomorrow. Now, I'm off from streaming on Tuesday. That's my day off for the week when I run errands and the like. I shall return on Wednesday with more Yakuza. And yes, more Black Ops Cold War multiplayer. Okay? Thursday will be another day of Assassin's Creed and Immortals Phoenix Rising. Friday we mix it up because Friday is my weekly throwback Street Fighter session. Okay? So what I'm thinking is between today and likely the next week of streaming, this will likely conclude Yakuza 7 as a mainstream playthrough. Unless some extenuating circumstance happens or something really holds me up that I can't beat it or something. I foresee probably beating the game in the next streaming week. All right, which is great. Because like I said, on the 20th of this month, that's in 10 days, we've got the release of Hitman 3. And that's going to become a main gameplay stream. So obviously we need the time to do that, and that'll be perfect opportunity for that. Okay? Good stuff. All right, so there you have it, folks. Now, a few things. First of all, please continue to nominate your favorite moments in my 12-year history as a content creator for the upcoming retrospective marathon event. This event will either take place in late January or early February. I'd like to do it in late January. We'll see. And what we do is we go down memory lane. You guys are nominating out of the 12 plus years I've created content, your favorite stuff that I've done. And what we do is I go through those nominated moments. We watch them together. I react to them. We have some fun commentary because I let you know what it was like doing that content at the time. And it's usually interesting because a lot of the times it's the first opportunity I've had to go back and actually watch my own stuff. I'm so prolific of a content creator, putting out so much new content every day. I rarely have an opportunity to go back and watch anything that I do. So a lot of the times it's only the second time I'm seeing it, right? Pretty cool. How do you nominate moments? You can either type !retrospective into the stream chat, or you can wait every 20 minutes or so, and a link will pop up by itself automatically that you can click on, all right? I strongly urge you to do so. Why? Because this event is fan-fueled. The more stuff you guys nominate, the better the event will be. If we don't get enough nominations, the event will be a dud. And I don't want it to be a dud. I want it to be a fun time. Okay? So I hope you guys will nominate stuff, and I'll have more details near the end of this month on when exactly we're going to be doing this event. Okay? Now, in addition, we do have a subscriber goal set up for this month. As you look at the top of your screens, 875 subscribers. If we hit that concurrent number of subscribers at any time during this month, okay, that means that we will be bringing back the Viewer's Choice event. This is an event where you guys nominate and then vote on a series of games to become a full playthrough on my streams, and the winner basically becomes a full playthrough. All right? Now, a couple things about this. First of all, it would not be a JRPG. They will not be eligible, because the last few times we've done this event, everyone ended up voting for an RPG, and it's just too long, okay? They just take too long to get through. Fire Emblem Three Houses took me 4 to 5 months. I can't do a 4 to 5 month playthrough anymore, all right? In addition, we already have Divinity Original Sin lined up. Excuse me, it's Divinity Original Sin 2 lined up as a playthrough. And, you know, I'm interested in playing it. I want to see what it's all about. It's a series I've never played, and a lot of people said when it was on PC, it was like Game of the Year many years ago. But, that being said, I know it's going to be an insanely long, drawn-out RPG. There's no way I could do another one. So, whatever the viewer's choice would end up being, it would not be an insanely drawn-out RPG. Okay? Now, the thing is, two important things. First of all, we have to hit 875 subs. I know for a fact that around Christmas, like right before Christmas, we got a big sub bomb here on the channel of 100 subs. Those are going to be expiring right before Christmas, like a few days before. So that being said, we've got about roughly a week and a half to hit the sub goal before we see a giant dip in subs and basically it becomes completely unreachable. All right, just being honest here. In addition to that, you may have noticed yesterday we went way up in subs and then dipped again. Yeah, it's because we had another sub bomb at some point during December, and that expired. Because we were up to 844 subs yesterday, and all of a sudden we dipped back down to like 820. This is the nature of Twitch. People gift subs, they expire, people don't renew them, and you go up and down and up and down. All right? So, if you want to see another Viewer's Choice event happen, and you don't, you know, wow, finally it's not going to be an RPG, right? People are excited about that because they're tired of RPGs. Then please consider either subscribing to the channel yourself, okay, or gifting a subscription to someone maybe you like, or you could just do an anonymous sub gift, where you gift, you know, a sub or several subs to people who are just here anonymously, and they'll just randomly just divvy out some random subs. You see what I mean? What do you get for subscribing to the channel? Well, you get access to over 40 emotes. You get a cool chat crown badge to show how long you've been an ongoing supporter of the channel, and you don't have to watch advertisements when I take ad breaks. Not to say that I take tons of ad breaks. I don't. But you don't have to watch those ads at all. All right? No one likes ads. I don't like them either. Okay? So that being said, please consider subbing. We need to hit this goal within the next week and a half. If we don't, once we see that dip of 100 subs, it's basically going to be unattainable, and it looks like it'll be basically shot for the month, okay? Which, obviously, I don't want to happen. I would love to do a Viewer's Choice event with you guys, all right? Sound good? Okay. Outside of all that, I don't have much else to talk about today. Everything's going pretty good with all these games. We're making good progress with these games, which is excellent. A few things. Number one, yes, I am considering a Man-Eater playthrough. I am, but we have to get through some of the stuff I'm currently doing right now before I would even consider it. All right, I was saying, maybe I would consider doing it as a late night stream. At this point, maybe I would actually have it as a main stream at some point this month because it is for free on PS Plus. I don't know, but I am definitely considering playing it at some point this month because it is a PS Plus free game. Okay. In addition, I am still going to do my year-end series, I promise you. My best games of 2020 and most disappointing games of 2020 countdowns. I just have to finish up Yakuza 7 and Assassin's Creed, which I'm working on right now, okay? So here's hoping, like I said, maybe in the next week I can finish up Yakuza, and then maybe one more week I can finish up Assassin's Creed, maybe. Since I am playing them in 3+ hour increments, 3+ times a week, and I'm going to be, making major progress, likely I'll be finishing up some of these games, okay? So we'll see. And then once they're done, then I can do my year-end series, all right? Now, some people had even asked me, gee, why don't you do a best and worst of the decade or best and worst of the console generation countdowns? I mean, I would like to do them, but the thing is we got to see, time permitting, what's going to happen here. What I actually need to do probably around the end of this month is sit down myself and look at the game release schedule and actually see what's coming out in February. I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea. Outside of that Destruction All-Stars, which is going to be a free on PS Plus game for PlayStation 5, I don't have a clue what games are coming out in February. I've been so busy for the past few months with all the new games that came out from November through December that I haven't had a chance to even sit down and look at what else is coming out this year, all right? But I will be doing that. And then, hey, would you like to see these big countdowns? I could work on them, but, we got to see what else happens, all right? So I guess we'll find out. No, that's not true. Piricado says Prince of Persia is coming out this month. It got delayed. You missed the news. It got delayed. Now, supposedly, it's going to be March. Supposedly, I say, because who knows? But supposedly now it's March. So, okay. All right. So that's about it for all my schedule stuff and everything. Let's now get to some nice plugs. Ladies and gentlemen, I am an independent content creator. What does that mean? That means that, number one, I'm not exclusively in a contract to stream on any website. I do not get paid to exclusively stream on any website. All right? I don't have any sponsorships with any products or any game studio. All right? I don't have any responsibility to anyone to say or do anything. All right? That means that when you watch my streams, you're getting 100% truthfulness from me. You're hearing my honest opinions about what I'm doing. I don't pull any punches when I'm playing games or criticizing them. I don't kiss any games, and I also don't have to watch what I say, which is a great feeling that I could just be me on a stream and not have to worry about, oh my God, I might piss off a sponsor and lose a sponsor today if I say the wrong thing and shit like that, all right? So, to be quite frank with you, I do feel that's why I'm still here after 12 years of content creation. I'm unique in the way I do stuff. I never played that game on YouTube, and I certainly don't play that game here on Twitch. Instead, because I am who I am, people support me. They watch the streams and say, this is unique, it's different, it's fun, and it's what I want from Phil, honesty, right? I don't want to be watching a paid advertisement. Instead, I want to be watching a real gamer having real opinions and real gameplay experiences. And that's what you get on my streams, all right? So that being said, thank you guys who are here every day and who support the content. Those of you who are here and, you really enjoy everything that I do. Listen, I love doing it. I love my job. This is the best job I've ever had in my life, okay? It really is. And I love the fact that I can enjoy games with you. Games are both my hobby as well as my job. And I really have a great time here. Every single day that I'm on stream, interacting with you guys, playing games, having fun. It's a really great experience, okay? So that being said, thank you to those who go above and beyond to support my content, all right? Via crowdfunding on the streams. That is how I make my living. This is my job, and that's exactly how I make my living, is you guys supporting the streams, all right? How can you support the streams if you like them? Well, you can cheer with bits, you can subscribe to my channel, or gift a sub, as we've already discussed, or you could tip me, all right? All of those ways are great ways to support the channel, and I appreciate anyone who does support the channel in any way, shape, or form, all right? So, that being said, thank you in advance to anyone who does contribute to my streams. Contributions are not mandatory on my streams, nor are they expected. All right, my streams are 100% free. Everyone is welcome to come and watch my streams, and you don't have to contribute to be a part of the community at all. All right. However, obviously, it's greatly appreciated for those who like the content and those who do go above and beyond to contribute. Thank you in advance for that. All right. Now, all that being said, let's talk a little bit. First of all, if you're going to be a frequent stream viewer and or contributor to my streams, I strongly recommend you go out of your way to try to protect your identity on the internet. What I mean by that is, do not associate your name here on Twitch with anything from real life. Don't use your real name. Don't link it to a social media account that so people can now access information about you and who you are in real life. Why? Because sadly, there's a lot of scumbags out there. Trolls. They think that just because they can harass someone online, all right, and get away with it, that that's acceptable behavior and they should do it. Now, obviously, normal people don't believe this. Normal people think that's messed up. Why on earth would you do that? But these people aren't normal. Yeah, let's be honest here. Normal people don't do that kind of stuff. They will harass you if they can get away with it. So, that being said, okay, a few quick things. First of all, I strongly recommend you turn off your direct messages here on Twitch. Direct messages on Twitch, hate to admit it, are very frequently used for abuse, okay? Just harassing someone in general, which is stupid, I know, but it's just the way of things. People harass people online because they can get away with it. So what I do is I've had it so that my DMs are not wide open, but instead only friends on my friends list can DM me on Twitch. And that's how I've had it for years, and it works very, very well, okay? So that's what I recommend. In addition, like I said, be sure, don't talk about your real life stuff, your social media stuff. Don't do that. That'll give people, an idea of who you are, and if they want to come harass you, it opens the floodgates. Fair enough? Now, in addition to that, all right, if you are considering being a stream supporter and you want to help me out the most, the best way to support me is by tipping me. When you tip me, those are funds that I get immediately in the short term, and I can put towards something very important, whether it's as simple as going grocery shopping or ordering food for my family on my day off, or it could be the cost of a game. It could be paying my bills, like my internet bill, my electric bill, all these things. Tips help tremendously with that stuff. Okay? However, if you are considering tipping me, all right, I'm going to ask that you go one extra step. Please consider creating a verified PayPal account. What does that mean? It means that before you send me a tip, you create an account on PayPal that has all of your real life information linked to it to verify who you actually are. All right? Now, don't worry. If you give PayPal your real life information, no, the trolls can't get to it. You cannot be doxxed for that. PayPal is a major corporation who has to protect your information, like your address, your bank account number. If they were to leak that, you could sue them for millions of dollars. All right? They're not going to do that. They're not going to leak your information, all right? And the reason that this verified account makes sense is because it protects both you and me. You and me from harassment and from trolling, fraud, okay? In the last 4 months, no exaggeration, I have received hundreds of fake tips from someone who's buying credit card numbers off the internet, stolen credit card numbers, and sending me a tip under the guise of a fan, or sometimes they even impersonate a frequent stream viewer. They'll use the name of someone else who's usually here and would contribute to try to fool me into thinking it's legit. Then what they do is they basically laugh as this gets charged back. This poor person whose credit card number was stolen realizes, I didn't do this charge, I didn't authorize this charge, and they charge it back with their credit card company. This leads to me losing revenue because it looks like I made money in a day that I really didn't make because it's getting taken back. But in addition, this could completely screw over my PayPal account. All right, my PayPal account relies on having funds in there. It relies on many things. There's fees involved, and your PayPal account can have this thing. And basically, it's not a very good light to have a million chargebacks against your account. All right, it really hurt me over the last few months. It did. And there were some days here on Twitch where it looked like I was making hundreds of dollars, and in reality, I lost money during that day because of the amount of chargebacks that I was getting behind the scenes. All right. So all that being said, folks, if you create this verified PayPal account, it protects both of us from fraud, because when you have a verified PayPal account, basically what happens is there's protections put in place by PayPal. If someone tries to say, oh, there's a chargeback or whatever, no, it doesn't fly. They're like, well, we got your real information, and you claim this was real, so no. They hold people accountable for trying to mess around, all right? So please, if you can, create a verified PayPal account. In addition, I don't have to do tip verification during a live stream. If a verified PayPal account's in place, I can just say, oh, it's verified, good. Don't have to question it, nothing. I can just count it immediately, all right? Versus all these unsecured tips that I might get, I can't count those. I have to ask people, gee, are you here? Is this legit? And if I don't get an answer right away, I just have to refund it. And it sucks. I'm playing a gameplay stream. No one wants to sit around having to watch me do that kind of crap, right? So there you go. Excuse me. So thank you guys in advance for any contributions. Thank you to those in the past few weeks who actually have set up verified PayPal accounts. I appreciate that. There's been a bunch of people who did that. They went the extra mile, to help me out. And that's very nice of you that you went out of your way in order to support me in that way. Okay? So thank you, so much to those who understand how a peace of mind, right? It's really what it is, about peace of mind. I'm getting a tip, and I can actually count it right away because I don't have to worry about, it's a fraud or something. And that's awesome. So thank you to those who are longtime supporters who've done that in the past few weeks. Apologies that it is a bit of a hassle here on the streams to bring it up. But long term, if those who are going to support me on my streams do set up these accounts, then guess what? This is going to be a solution to the problem. And we're not going to have that kind of annoying shit anymore. Okay? Pretty good. Okay. So, all that being said, guys, that's really all I have. There's absolutely nothing going on in gaming news today. Like zero. Zero going on in gaming news. Not a single thing to really talk about. I wish there was, but gaming news has been quite slow. I've been basically really stretched thin to try to talk about stuff to do on the pre-streams when it comes to gaming news because there's just nothing happening right now. I get the feeling within the next few weeks there will be more, okay? I guess we'll find out. But right now there's nothing, And as I said yesterday, I will reiterate what I said yesterday, folks, all right? Because some people may not have been here for that stream, okay? Listen, I understand when it comes to my streams, okay? People are coming here because they want fun gameplay. They want my honest opinions. That's what they're coming here for, all right? People are not coming here for political stuff, all right? And I know that, by the way. I'm not stupid. I know that people are not coming to my streams to hear political shit. All right, they're coming here because, they want gameplay and they want my honest opinions on games. I don't want to make my streams constantly about politics, and I very rarely even talk about politics. In the last week, I made an exception to that, all right, because I felt there was something going on in our country that was so huge, it had to be addressed. I addressed it. I'm done talking about it, and I'm not going to constantly be bringing it up like today. Oh my God, Arnold Schwarzenegger made a video this morning. Okay, that's great. You want to learn about that? Go to Twitter and read about it. I'm not going to talk about it on my stream because it's politics. It has nothing to do with gaming. You see, this is not the place for that stuff. Okay, and that's what I firmly believe. Now, in the case that there's something so big going on I absolutely feel like I need to talk about it, I will. It is my stream, and I have the ability to control that. But I'm not going to do that all the time. It has to basically be the exception rather than the rule. Okay? Fair enough. So you don't have to explain. I mean, you don't have to expect or be afraid that there's going to be a bunch of political shit on my streams. There's not going to be. In the last week, the very few political things I talked about on my streams, people got upset. Seriously, they were like, I can't believe you're talking about politics. I don't want to hear about that. So I'm not going to be doing that, all right? We basically stick a fork in it. It's done. Moving forward, all gameplay, back to business. Fair enough? Good stuff. All right, that's it. Let's get to shout-outs, guys. Let us get to shout-outs, shall we? All right, so actually what I should do, let me refresh my leaderboard because I want to make sure, again, that we are getting all of the, crap. We are getting all the contributions that came in overnight. Sometimes, they won't show up unless I refresh here. So let me refresh. Okay. All right, so overnight, we start off with a cheer from Golden Colts. He says, I like to melt cheese sticks in the microwave and eat it like a tube of yogurt, portable yogurt. That's absolutely disgusting, and I don't know why you would do that. That's gross. I also don't know why you shared that information. It's probably very embarrassing to share that information. So you melt liquid cheese in your microwave, and then you squeeze it directly into your mouth. You suck down the liquid cheese. Okay, then. Anyway, let's continue. Phantasy Star PG did a 50-bit cheer, and I believe, actually, if I look here, yes, this actually he did cheer this during the stream running, so let me go ahead and get this on the leaderboard. He's the first cheer of the day. 50 bits. So Phantasy Star says the following. I saw gameplay of a PlayStation classic, Motorstorm. I was impressed by the weather and the environmental effects that they pulled off on PlayStation 3. It was ahead of its time. If Sony kept the Motorstorm games going and improved the series, how do you think Motorstorm would have been PlayStation's answer to Forza Horizon? No. The Motorstorm series is very arcadey, meaning it has to do with big crashes, over-the-top stunts, and, like you said, crazy environmental effects. Forza is more... Is it arcadey? Yeah, definitely it's more arcadey than, say, the standard Forza series, which is more of a sim series, right? But that being said, Forza Horizon is meant to be kind of realistic in a lot of ways. I mean, yes, Forza Horizon has crazy over-the-top stunts. It does. But it's meant to be, like, look at these sim cars, right? It's supposed to be a realistic representation of that car that you're driving, with a big variety of vehicles, from sports cars to standard cars you would drive in real life to like old school classic cars and stuff like that. And it really, in my opinion, it's really about the joy of driving. Like driving through a big open world map, a countryside, beautiful graphics, interesting, relaxing music, and then doing some driving challenges. Like, that's what it's all about. And I really enjoyed both of the last two Forza Horizon games that I played. I thought were quite good. Very fun experience. If you remember, one was in Australia and one was in England. And both of those experiences were very positive experiences for me. I enjoyed them very much. So, very different kinds of game, for sure. Now, in regards to Motorstorm, I do feel it's a great series. And the one game that I did play on PS3 back in the day, you guys hear the song of it all the time on my pre-stream. Motorstorm Apocalypse, right? It's very fun. It's a very fun game, and I remember when I played it, how crazy it was with things exploding around me, planes crashing on my head. It was quite a fun playthrough. It was also very grueling and challenging. There's a lot of kind of really ridiculous difficulty there, where the computer would, like, artificially just fucking get away with stuff, and, you know, it was pretty ridiculous in that regard. The stuff that would happen in the playthrough. But I did enjoy the game a lot, and it's funny because since then, I don't think I've played a single game like that. If you really think about it, over the years, I have played racing games. There haven't really been that kind of crazy, over-the-top racing game anymore, right? I don't know why. they don't really make them like that anymore, but they really don't. I've noticed that it's usually like more simulated. You either get the sim style game, I guess that's more for a car aficionado or automobile aficionado, or you end up getting like really silly stuff like Need for Speed. Like that game series is ridiculous at this point. Like it's not even close to being realistic, and it's got so many annoying things in it. Like I don't know. Like for me, I do think I like the arcadey more, the arcadey style, but there just hasn't been a game like that, right? There really hasn't been. Shockingly enough, I don't know why. There just hasn't been a lot of games like that recently. But do I think that Motorstorm would have been like Forza? No, I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't think it would have blown up and become like the mainstream car or automobile franchise for Sony. No. Sony's got Gran Turismo. The thing is, they just put it out so infrequently that it's hard to even remember that they have that, right? Okay, Fantasy Star PG cheered again. He says, I heard, what's going on here? Stupid laptop froze again. There we go. Okay, so I heard Microsoft may be considering bringing haptic feedback to the Series X controller after the great reviews Sony got. I'm surprised Microsoft didn't invent it first, since it would have been the next level up on Xbox One's impulse trigger. But if the haptic feedback continues to get great reviews and comes to Series X, that would give third-party studios more incentive to use it, and give Microsoft an excuse to make larger controllers for people with bigger hands. Well, here's the thing. Number one, they don't have haptic feedback in the Xbox Series X controller. They'd have to make a new one. So people would have to buy a new controller to even get it. Number two, isn't it true that Sony has the patent on it? I mean, I could be wrong here, but usually that's something that would be like proprietary. So I'd be shocked if Sony doesn't own a patent and it's legal for Microsoft to now go ahead and do haptic feedback. But in addition to that, it's also up to the game devs. Like, the game developers would have to adopt haptic feedback, and right now, the only game devs that are doing that are people making games for Sony consoles, right? So cross-platform games, people who are already planning on having haptic feedback on their game because it's cross-platform on PS5, that wouldn't be a big deal. But Microsoft bought a bunch of studios recently, as we know, and those studios are working on making games. What if now all of a sudden you're saying Microsoft's going to say, oh, by the way, now add haptic feedback to your game? Like, wait, what? We're making games right now for Microsoft consoles and PC. Now you want us to add in this feature out of nowhere? We're already trying to just focus on making good games for you guys. Now you want us to add in a gimmick, right? I don't know about that. I don't know about that at all. I think it might be just rumors, quite frankly. I think right now the haptic feedback is very much just a Sony thing, but I guess we'll see. Okay? Let's see here. Vic Von Doom resubscribed for 7 months, and when you bring back the vest streak, it was the only positive thing in 2020. I completely disagree. There were many positive things about 2020, just that it's hard to remember them because of all the shit that also happened, the negative shit. The vest streak was certainly a positive thing, but I think we all collectively agreed together that when it ended naturally the way that it did, that to try to artificially bring it back would have been a very, very wrong and negative thing to do. A lot of people felt that the vest streak became the end-all be-all of my streams. You know, I'm trying to play a game, and the entire last half hour of every stream is, oh my god, someone gonna hit the vest streak, someone gonna tip, we're gonna continue the vest streak, the vest streak, the vest streak. And it just became so much about the vests that a lot of the playthroughs suffered because of it. Okay? Now listen, there's always a trade-off. I mean, that helped me so much last year. You guys gotta understand something. Last year was one of the worst financial years of my life. I went through a bankruptcy, and then I had to basically try to play catch-up all year with stuff. And your tips, oh my god, that vest streak and the tips helped me so much. I'm in a much better financial position now than I've been in years. That's why I tell you guys, yes, this year it looks like I could likely do some big improvements to my streams with hardware and the like. It would be very nice, but can't do it this month. But likely another month or two, you know, I'll be able to start making these improvements, which is a great damn thing. Let me tell you guys, okay? So, the truth of the matter is, you know, I enjoyed the vest streak. I think it was a very positive thing. I'm very grateful for the support you guys lent me last year to let that vest streak happen and continue as long as it did. But I feel that bringing back the vest streak, trying to hit the vest streak constantly, is detrimental to content that I'm putting out. And I would rather just focus on what I'm doing. Focus on the games. Hey, let me put it this way. If the vest streak ever happened organically, Meaning, let's say for a week, oh my god, every stream I hit the tip skull, right? That's different. But the thing is, it hasn't happened. If you haven't noticed, since the vest streak ended, there's not monstrous pressure every single stream for me to hit the tip skull anymore. And because of that, it's not always about that anymore. You're just talking about it constantly. Now, every once in a while, people talk about the tip skull and hitting the vest streak, or hitting the vest goal and me putting on a vest. Yes. But certainly, are you kidding me? Has it been dialed back? Absolutely. So, we'll see what happens. All right? We'll see what happens. And if it ever comes back naturally, great. But we'll see what happens. Okay? All right. Guitar Player 1939 gifted a sub to Hatebreed 896. Congratulations to Hatebreed, and thank you, Guitar Player, for the channel support. Good to see ya. Golden Colts cheers. So when you cook, do you make an effort to have an ideal aesthetic presentation, like having the items neatly arranged at a fancy restaurant? Even if no one but your family will see the effort you made. No, I would love to do that, but I am a slob. Like, I'll make dinner, and then I'll go to serve it, and it gets everywhere. or my wife will make a great dinner. Like the other day, she made our Italian bake, which is rigatoni pasta with meatballs, chunks of tomato sauce, seasonings, cheese on top. It's really, really good. All right, herbs and spices, all kinds of stuff in it. Looks great when she bakes it in the baking pan, and then I just scoop it and go and plop it down onto the fucking plate, and it looks terrible. And usually, I go to do it, and I drop some of it. I got, noodles are flying. I wish that I wasn't a slob, and I wish that my presentation, I was neater and I was better, but I'm just not, I'm not a cook. I'm not a chef. I don't have any presentation skills when it comes to food. Usually it looks like shit, okay? Just being truthful here. Guitar Player 1939 has tipped me $5. That's the first tip of the day. He says, it's snowing where I'm at. Well, that's interesting, Guitar Player. I saw, for some reason, it was trending today. That was actually trending today. It's snowing. Was trending on my Twitter feed. I'm like, I guess maybe it's snowing in some places where normally it wouldn't snow, and people are shocked about that. What's funny is, we were told a few months ago that due to weather patterns, all right, that it looked like we were going to have a unseasonably cold winter. And just so you guys understand what I mean by this, in Washington State, we get a lot of precipitation during the winter. All right, so if we had an unseasonably cold winter, that would have mean we would have gotten snow out the ass. All right, now in the 6 years now that I've lived here, we've maybe seen any kind of significant snowfall maybe 5 times tops. That's how that's how sparingly and how infrequently we have significant snowfall here where I live in Washington State. Okay, I find it hilarious because a few times we had it, people freaked out because they're not equipped for it here. I come from Connecticut. In Connecticut, that shit's like every other Tuesday. That shit's like, you're going to have it 10, 12, 14 times a year. You're going to get a giant snowstorm. I'm just used to it from living in Connecticut. And in Connecticut, they're used to it. They have big, trucks that come out and push that shit out of the way. Here, they don't even know what they're doing. They have no trucks to plow the roads. People freak out when there's like an inch on the ground. Okay? But we were supposed to have snow this year. We have not had it at all. In fact, it's been warm. Like, it's in the 40s or 50s some days. When normally around this time of year, we in like the 30s, it's in the 40s or 50s. So we've had zero snow. It sounds to me like, once again, these meteorologists got it wrong. They don't really know what the hell they're talking about. All freaking out about weather that we did not see. So, all right. Continuing on. Well, thank you, by the way. Thank you, Guitar Player. First tip of the day. I appreciate that very much. Okay. Ripley Atomic has resubscribed to the channel at Tier 2 for 34 months. Thank you so much, Ripley Atomic. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for the ongoing support, and the Tier 2 sub helps a lot more. So thank you for that. Zebra resubscribed for 49 months in a row. Holy crap. Thank you, Zebra. He says, Phil, did you ever play Yakuza Kiwami 2? I know you played the first one, but not the second. I did not play it. And the first one I never finished. Excuse me. That's the thing, like, the Kiwami games, when they came out, it was very odd the way they came out, because I remember I just played a Yakuza game that was not Kiwami. It was actually one of the mainstream Yakuza games. And I finished it, and people were like, oh, Kiwami's coming out. I was like, what? I just played one. You know, I seriously just played this. And I don't understand why they came out with Kiwami so close to a mainstream Yakuza game. Because it was like, I just played one. Obviously, I'm not going to play another one back to back here. Now, if I remember correctly, I played Yakuza Kiwami 1 for about, I want to say, like maybe 10, 12 hours. And I was liking it, by the way. I was enjoying the game. Crap. Where's my mouse? Here we go. I was enjoying the game. But what ended up happening was it was bad timing. It had come out right before the busy gaming season. And once all the new games started coming out, that's all anyone wanted to see. People didn't want to see a giant, long, lengthy, drawn-out JRPG, especially because I had just played one. They wanted to see the new stuff. So I ended up suspending the playthrough and never going back to it. All right? In the meantime, then Yakuza Kiwami 2 came out. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like, seriously, it was like overload, crazy JRPG overload. Like, this is way too much in a short period of time. Like, seriously, like, overbearing amount of JRPG stuff. So I never played them. Would I, excuse me, stretching. Would I ever consider going back and playing them? Yes. But, is it in the cards right now? Not really. And let's be honest here, all right? The Yakuza series has gone in a different direction. We got a new cast of characters, new plot lines and everything. Even though, yes, there were some cool cameo appearances in the last stream that we played here. I feel that, you know, kind of been there, done that. So if anyone ever wanted to see me go back and play the classics in the Kiwami fashion, I would. But it's not a major concern. Let's put it that way. Okay? Let's see here. AEG Glow Gang cheered and said, big ups Boss Man as a prominent figure in the gaming community. I don't believe that's true. What do you think of the most influential event in gaming in the 2010s? The rise of games as a service, SOPA and Pippa, Gamergate, rise of live streaming, mobile gaming. Looking to hear your thoughts as a legendary creator who lived through multiple decades of gaming. I don't think there is one synonymous thing. And if anything, the last decade, gaming has absolutely exploded, right? It went from kind of being, it was a serious business for sure, but it became the number one source of entertainment. It's the most profitable. It's the most popular. Video games and gaming in general are bigger than movies, bigger than sports, bigger than TV, bigger than music. The biggest entertainment industry in the world. And that being said, there's been a million things that have happened in the last decade. I don't think there's one thing that has been the thing to talk about when it comes to gaming. Even like you say, oh, legal issues. There's been like 10 different ones that have all come up. Some things have been avoided. Some laws were passed, and yet still gaming persists. You know, I think sometimes what happens is we hear about something's going to get passed. It's going to ruin everything. And then when it actually happens, nothing happens at all. Like nothing negative happens at all. People just kind of freak out over nothing. Okay? But it is what it is. Gaming is huge, but there is not one thing I feel in the last decade that's the biggest thing. Mayhost007 has subscribed for 16 months. Thank you, Mayhost, for 16 months of support. I appreciate that. Liza Versoul did a 100-bit cheer, and that is currently the biggest cheer of the day, so let's get that up on the leaderboard. And by the way, I should say this. Thank you so much, Liza Versoul. So many cheers this week. A ridiculous amount of cheering support, and I really do appreciate that, Liza Versoul. All right, so he did a 100-bit cheer, and he says, what did you think when Brock Lesnar had the Money in the Bank contract and he was breakdancing in front of Kofi and Seth Rollins? I didn't think, because I didn't care, because I don't actively follow WWE like that anymore. I saw it on social media, right? Like, I probably watched the episode event. Back then, I was still watching WWE, so I probably watched it or whatever, but no big deal. I don't really care about wrestling that much anymore. I couldn't tell you. I think the last active wrestling I watched was WrestleMania of last year. I don't have WWE Network anymore, so I don't care. Liza Versoul did a 250-bit cheer. So let's update this. Still the biggest cheer, just a different amount of cheering. And he says, I'd advise you not to go through with a fight against Brock Lesnar. You didn't knock out Mike Tyson in the first round, but Brock Lesnar's something else. All right, great, thanks. Then Star Rune cheered, and he says, I think people sadly don't really care about making a verified PayPal account. They see it as jumping through additional hoops to help out. I think maybe there should be some incentive for verifying. Sure, the incentive is that I count your tip, and I don't completely derail the stream with horse shit. And Nitten Star Rune, you don't tip me anyway, so it's none of your concern. Jack Seal Bath L cheered. It says, is the Spongebob remake eligible for the year-end series, even though it's the same game from 2004? Any interest in playing more cult classics based on licensed franchises? The Spongebob remake is a new game from 2020. Like, it was a 2020 new release. Alright? Is it a remake? Absolutely. Now, is it as much of a remake as, say, Resident Evil 2 remake was? Absolutely not. It's exactly the same game, with modernized graphics and a few tweaks here or there. But for the most part, it's trying to be faithful to the original, and I feel the reason that it is because people love the original. It's a cult classic, right? Like, people like to speed run it. People like to do all kinds of stuff in it. So because of that, you know, they're not going to change it up that much. You see what I'm saying? But in a case like Resident Evil 2 remake, my God, that game was remade from the ground up. Everything about the game was new. Was it the same map in general? Yes, but the enemies were different. And, you know, so much new content added to it, right? It definitely was a different game. So, would SpongeBob be eligible for Game of the Year? The answer is yes. Absolutely. SpongeBob was a 2020 new release. It was a remake, but it was still a new release. All right? But is it going to be even considered? Of course not. Not even close to being one of the best games of the year, in my opinion. I mean, was it a good outing? Yeah, it was. But it actually had some bugs that were annoying. It was quite fun, though. I do like the game. I understand why people really like that game from, you know, back when it was a new release on PlayStation. It was a fun experience. Had a lot of the characters from the series or whatever in it, right? Actually, it has really good voice acting, so good stuff there. But no, it's definitely not going to be a Game of the Year consideration. Liza Soul cheers. Can I skip Divinity Original Sin 2? It's a game for morons. First of all, that's not correct. It's an incredibly biased, bigoted way to say something like that. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's for morons, okay? And I owe it to the people who nominated and voted for it in Viewer's Choice, so I'm going to be playing it. Golden Colts Cheers says you should use Cash App as long as the person sending your cash your way isn't using a payment directly linked to a debit or credit card and has loaded the money into the app. The transfer is usually permanent and cannot be canceled. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how people send me money. They will find ways to fuck with it. It's that simple. As long as humans exist who are messed up people who are out to hurt, it doesn't matter. All right? It really does not matter. People will find ways to screw the system and get away with stuff and rip people off. It's that simple. I don't believe there is a foolproof method of sending funds or supporting someone that cannot be abused. I just don't believe that at this point. All right? So, I'm not getting Cash App. Retro Jim Cheers. I think the big reason many fans are excited for your Divinity playthrough is because the expectation is the game will be a challenge. I personally have only played Divinity 2 Dragon Knight Saga, which is an action RPG game that I would recommend. Well, thank you, Retro Gem. Liza for Soul Cheer 200 bits is when it's slow at work. I make myself a Frappuccino. Includes every flavor of topping ranging from turmeric, peppermint, and vanilla, and even matcha powder. That's disgusting. Jethro's Main cheered. He says, was Forza a driving style racing game? Indeed it was. A very entertaining driving style racing game with relaxation mechanics. Liza for Soul did another 200-bit cheer. He says, during your gratuitous plug segment, can you ask chat to slap the tips button like you slap a nice piece of ass? That's right. You slap the sub button. You slap the tips button, right? Stupid things that fucking content creators say these days, right? Smash that button. No, I'm going to say smash it. Smash that tips button, bro. Smash it. Stupid shit. Liza for Soul did another 200-bit cheer and said, can you skip Divinity Original Sin 2 and play Dark Cloud instead? The answer is no. Absolutely not. I cannot. Oh, hold on a second. No. Absolutely not. I cannot do that. Sorry. I'm not writing out a Dark Cloud playthrough forever. I'm just saying, no, I can't do that. Jack Sealbath did 100-bit cheers. Said, what do you think about air fryers? Have you cooked with them, and do you think it's a healthy alternative? Last year, my parents got us one, and we used it a few times. All right. some of the things that are good in an air fryer, French fries. Dude, French fries are crazy good in an air fryer. Like, insanely good. They're better than frying them in oil. They're better than baking them in the oven. It comes out crispy on the outside and warm and puffy on the inside. It's really good, okay? Some things we tried to make that didn't work out so well, fried chicken. We battered our own chicken, we put it in there, and yeah, it made a huge fucking mess. Not to say it didn't taste good, but it's a pain in the ass to have to fucking clean that thing afterward. And quite frankly, that's why we really don't do anything in it anymore. Like, we experimented with it maybe like 10 times, trying to do various different things, and every time we use it, it's a mess to clean. You got to take out all 3 of the trays and wash them in the sink. You got to wipe and scrub the sides and the ceiling of the thing, because when things are cooking, it splatters, and you got to scrub it out. It's annoying as fuck. They're like, damn, you know, I understand that the air fryer thing is kind of a fad. People like it. They say it's healthier, but they couldn't figure out a way to make this not make a fucking mess. The cleaning is a pain in the ass. So quite frankly, we don't use it anymore. The only time we'll use it is if we're going to do French fries. Maybe we'll toss them in there. But outside of that, it just ain't worth it. It's like a major pain in the ass. Too much work. No, you cannot soak it. Listen to this. Just soak it. Soak the air fryer. Put the whole air fryer in the sink and fill it with water. That sounds like a great idea. Soak it. What are you talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, Rob on Wheels is here today. He did a 500-bit cheer, which now makes him the top cheerer of the day. So eat your heart out, Lucifer Soul. He just beat you. Anyway, let's get him on the leaderboard here. 500 bits. And he says, hope you're okay, dude. Also, Habib Gaming, how are you? I appreciate this channel. I would really like the chat to know that due to my physical disability, I can't always respond to questions and comments about me. So there you go. And that's fine. By the way, Rob, no one is expecting you to. And I will say this. I already talked about it earlier. I don't know if you just came into the chat or whatever, Rob, but earlier today, I made it very clear on this stream that no one is to harass anyone who is a stream viewer or contributor of mine. They've been doing this with Derek recently. They've been harassing Derek and stalking him all over the internet. And I said, I'm not going to have that shit anymore. Okay? So, Rob, just so you know, if you feel like anyone's harassing you or being an ass to you, feel free to speak up and I'll take care of that shit because I'm not having it. Seriously. I am not having it anymore on my streams. Okay? Alright. Let's see here. What just happened? Come on. What's going on? What happened? Why did it... Oh. Yeah, okay. This is weird. So, Rob's cheer is way higher up on my screen here. I don't know why... I honestly don't know why that happened. My laptop jumped and skipped a bunch of contributions, so I gotta go back down now. That's weird. Alright, anyway. Guitar Player 1939 has tipped me $10 and said, yes, I live in northern Texas, and it's weird. So he's saying it's weird to get snow in northern Texas. That's why it was notable that he mentioned earlier that he got snow. Well, the world is ending, so climate change is fake, right? Anyway, thank you for the $10 tip, Guitar Player. Appreciate that. Dio Mortem has subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Dio Mortem, for the sub. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Jack Sealbatch here again. He says the reason gaming is #1 above music, movies, and sports is because it combines all those into one package and lets people get behind a wheel and control the stories. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's an interactive medium, right? That's a cool thing about it. Being a part of the action instead of just being a viewer of the action, right? Yeah, cool. Jom and 6767. Looks like they tipped me, but let me actually, now that I said that, let me confirm that it's them. Because again, people have been impersonating people frequently around here, which is not cool. I want to make sure this is really that person before I give a shout out. I believe it is, though. Indeed it is. So John Man 6767 tipped me $5. Thank you very much. He said, I'm a messenger. People want to know if you would like to do a one-time collab with Wings. No. I've said this 40 zillion fucking times. I don't want to collab with Wings. People just do this because they're fucking assholes. They think it's funny. Oh, Phil and Wings. The lol cows combine. You fucking idiots. Shut the fuck up. No one cares. Let Wings do his own fucking thing. Leave him alone. You guys know that what I do has nothing to do with any of that shit that he does. We don't even play the same fucking games. Fuck off. Get your fucking dumb fucks. moronic ideas out of your head and just enjoy the content for what it is or get the fuck out. Okay. See, here's the thing. Me playing with someone like LTG, that makes sense. We both play fighting games, right? There's no crossover with me and Wings. The dude fucking plays FPS games all the time, shooters and shit. We don't even do the same shit. So, shut the fuck up. Local Nomad cheered. He says, I missed the last Yakuza playthrough. Have you already completed the business side missions? No, we're in the midst of, I think it's the third time. We're trying to hit the top 20. Right now, I believe we're like ranked like 32 or 31. We're trying to hit the top 20 ranking. Okay? That's what we're working on right now. So, we'll see how that goes. But, we should be able to finish that up today and then head into more story. And then I'm going to go back and actually 100% complete the business minigame later on. Okay? Dio Mortem did 2 cheers. 200-bit cheers. Thank you, Dio Mortem, for the cheers. I appreciate that. Life for Soul cheer, 245 bits. If you're going to cater to waifu dumbfucks and play Sin Divided 2, at least have a husbando counter. The fuck are you talking about? You do realize the game is not a Japanese game, right? Like, how can it even be a waifu game if it's not a Japanese game? I don't know what these guys talking. Anyway, Sir Spartan King cheered. He says, I'm chilling with Phil. Some football. Make for a good Sunday afternoon. All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Sir Spartan King, for the cheer. Fruits07 cheers. He says, did you get my cheers? Maybe. Uh-oh. Are you saying I missed them? Uh-oh. Let's check. Maybe I missed your cheers. I might have missed them. Shit. I don't see any cheers, Fruits07. I'm looking right now. I don't see any cheers from you this morning except the one you just did. At least if you did cheer outside of the cheer you just did, they're not showing up in my queue. Let me refresh it again. I don't know. I just refreshed. Let me check it again. No. Yeah, Fruits07, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. All I see here is the one you just did. If you're implying that maybe you cheered overnight, they're not here. Oh, yeah, Golden Colt says I did 2 cheers. You didn't read 2. Is it the overnight stuff? Yeah, I guess for some reason, sometimes overnight they don't show up. And I'm sorry for that, guys. Look, maybe, hold on. Maybe it'll be over here. Hold on a second. There's the Golden Colt. Oh, hold on. They did load over here. Okay, so Golden Colt had cheered, and he says, I can't think of a good question. You win this time, Philly. Well, thank you for that cheer. Here's the Fruits cheers. So this is a queue I had opened overnight. How much did your PC cost? I got a new computer for $850. It's a gaming PC. I can't even play games on it. They're all stutter. I mean, I can play them, but they seem to stutter no matter what I do. I think it may be my monitor. I tried a new HDMI cable, too. Listen, you gotta understand something. My PC, when I bought it, was considered pretty high-end. It wasn't absolute top of the line, but it was considered pretty high-end because this was 2014. Almost 7 years ago, all right, when I had first moved here. I had to buy it, and by the way, I had to try to rush it because my PC was barely working at the time. It was having a lot of issues. So, yeah, I got a pre-built PC from a company. I told them the specs that I wanted, and they built it. And everyone always says it was $3,000. Honestly, I don't remember it all. I'm serious. Like, it's been so long ago, I don't remember anything about the pricing. But I'm sure I probably told you guys publicly at the time. So if I said $3,000, it must have cost $3,000. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. The PC was great. It could run games. One of the games it couldn't run well was Rage for some odd reason. I tried running Rage and capturing and streaming it, and it looked like shit. Then what I realized is, oh shit, you can't really capture and stream on the same PC that you're playing a high-end game because it eats too much of the memory of the computer, and it just craps out, becomes choppy. Okay? I didn't know that before then. That was when that was kind of an eye-opening revelation for me. Okay? That you basically, if you're going to be doing really high-end gaming, you need to basically have one PC to run the high-end games, and then one PC as the capture and streaming PC. Alright? I didn't know that. So, now I know that. Okay? The PC's still good, and by the way, It's hilarious because people, oh, you bought a $3,000 lemon. You do realize this PC, I use it every single day. All day when I'm streaming. And I still use it to this day. Every single day. For almost 7 years. And by the way, how many days do we have downtime for technical issues, right? 0. If anything, the only technical issues I usually have are something with a console. It's almost never, ever the PC. The only little issue we have every once in a while, the audio goes out, right? My mic audio goes out. And I have to restart the stream, and I don't think that's even the PC. That might be like an OBS driver issue or something. Okay? So, yeah, I spent a lot of money on this PC, but man, it's definitely 100% the most reliable PC I've ever owned in my life. That every day I know I can boot up. We're good to go. Let's do it. Let's stream. I don't have to worry about anything. It just works. Okay? So that's pretty cool. Fruits also cheered again and said, I can play Max Payne 3 with no problems, though. I want to play more modern games, so I don't get it. It's a good computer, just BS. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, choppiness can be caused by many different things. Like many different things. There's no clear-cut answer to your problem. It could be RAM. It could be the processor. It could be the GPU. You know, it could be many different things. So that's the thing with PC gaming. It's like it's always hard to tell what's the cause of issues. You gotta do some like serious troubleshooting, right? Okay. So now we got those cheers out of the way. Sorry that I missed them earlier. Not much I could do about that. Because sadly, it didn't show all the stuff for some odd reason. I don't know why. But there you go. Thank you for the overnight cheers. Okay, Jack Seabath L cheered again. He says, since you live in Seattle, you get a good view of the Cascade Mountains when driving or anywhere. I live near the Smoky Mountains. My complaint is that when you think you're going to get a good clear view of the mountains, you notice a million houses sitting on top, ruining the view. There are a few good places where we can get a really nice view of the mountains around here, in particular Mount Rainier. Yeah, there's some really nice views where I live. That's one of the beautiful things about living here in Washington. You know, it's a lot of trees, a lot of nice scenic views everywhere. And I definitely enjoy that about living here for sure. It's one of the things I very much enjoy. So yeah, the answer is yeah, there's a lot of different places you can go to see them. Pretty nice. Retro Jim Cheers, I think you and Wings have some of the same fans, and that's fine. You know what? But no, you don't involve me with his shit. Especially because people constantly tell me about the drama and shit he's involved in. I'm like, I want nothing to fucking do with it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing to do with it. Okay, hold on a second here. Let's see, I got a tip and I want to see. This person said that they actually were trying to make a verified PayPal account, so let me take a look at it. Gotta let it load here. Let's see. Well, I can tell you this, big old bean, it says unverified. It is a legit PayPal account, it shows it, but it says it's unverified. So I'm not sure what you did to try to make it fully verified. It's not. But being that you're here, I will trust that this is real. I know big old bean is on the stream today, right? So I did that. I should trust them. Yeah, it says unverified. It's all right, dude. He says, fuck. That's okay. It's okay. Don't freak out. You're here. I know to trust that this is real for today. The problem is when you're not here and then someone tries to tip in your name. You see, that's when the problems begin. So, all right. So anyway, big old bean tipped me $10. And, hold on, I'm getting confused here. Close this here. Okay, to be $10, thank you, Big Ol' Bean. And technically, Big Ol' Bean is the top tipper. You want to know why? He tipped me $10.69. Yeah, so... Wait a minute. That's not Big Ol' Bean. 13. Yeah, because of the 69 cents, he's now become the top tipper of the day. So thank you for that, Big Ol' Bean. That tips us up to $30 in tips before we even started with gameplay, and I appreciate that. So Big Ol' Bean says, I tried to make a verified PayPal account. Who's your favorite WWE wrestler of all time minus Shawn Michaels? of all time, that's very tough. Because when I was growing up in the 80s, there were certain wrestlers that were huge. Like you had your Hulk Hogan's, your Macho Man, your Roddy Piper, Andre the Giant. Then in the 90s, you had guys like Shawn Michaels. You had Bret the Hitman Hart. In late 90s, you had Stone Cold Steve Austin. Then it became guys like The Rock, Triple H, Chris Jericho, etc. All right? And then, of course, now modern day, you got guys like CM Punk and stuff that I really liked. I don't think I have an overall favorite wrestler of all time. Okay? All right. John Ann just did 100-bit cheers. I appreciate you being real with the answer. I'm no stinking troll and wishing all streamers the best. Still supporting you. Thank you, John Mann. Yeah, I understand that. I'm not trying to hate on you or nothing. I'm just saying. There's no fucking reason for me to do a crossover with someone who's so ingrained with a drama and all kinds of negative shit. And I have nothing to do with that content creator. I'm not going to go anywhere near him. Angelo Bestia cheers. I suppose a benefit of console gaming, the games are going to be guaranteed to run well about 99% of the time. Unless the game itself is broken. Not mentioning any recent global release catastrophes or anything. That's right. And, that's one of the main reasons why I love being a console gamer. I know for a fact I can turn on my console and 98% of the time I'm going to have a good gameplay experience where the game's at least going to run at a reasonable pace. I'll be able to continue my playthrough and not have a ton of technical issues, That's a great thing. Oh, sadly with PC, that's not the case. With PC, every time you boot up a game, you have a chance for a crash, you have a chance for an issue, you have a chance for a poor performance. And that's because PC is so many more variables, So many different hardware configurations and the like. So, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you to the top cheers of the week. Let's give it a shot. By the way, today's Sunday. And per Twitch's criteria, today is the final streaming day of the week. As of tomorrow, everything resets on these leaderboards. So thank you to those who are the top contributors of the week. I'm going to give you credit where credit is due right now. If you want to get up on these leaderboards as the top contributor of the week, and either for cheering or gifting subs, today would be the day to do it because tomorrow it goes back to 0. All right? So, thank you. Golden Colt says, I missed a Burger King cheer. Golden Colt says, there is no Burger King cheer. Even in my queue from overnight, there's no Burger King cheer. I'm sorry. Okay, so, thank you to the top cheers of the week. In 10th place, Local Nomad. 9th place, Timbo Slice. 8th place, Golden Colts. 7th place, Lake Slapadoon. 6th place, Ninstar Rune. 5th place, Mr. Minecraftish 1. 4th place, Ripley Atomic. 3rd place, Rob on Wheels. 2nd place, Tyler Smiles. And in 1st place, by a large margin, Lucifer Soul was super supportive this week with cheers. I very much appreciate that, Lucifer Soul. Thank you to those who gifted subscriptions to the channel this week, including Diocletian and Beastbot, who gifted 2 each. Spawn Killer and Sub Bomber each gifted 3 subs. Golden Nobles gifted 4 subscriptions this week. Dragon Ball Final Gout gifted 10 subs this week. Darkside Jasper did 10 subs. Playcode Vane did 10 subs. Duh Tractor did a 15 sub contribution. And Real Organic Growth, 16 subscriptions. Again, thank you guys for the support this week. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it appears that we have finished the pre-stream. Yeah! Let us now take a brief break for me to use the restroom, and when I return, it'll be the continuation of Yakuza 7. As I said, we're starting off right in the midst of the business minigame. That's where we left off last time. We're going to finish up this installment of the business minigame and move on to whatever's coming up next in the story. I have no idea. We're going to find out. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you very much. I shall return shortly with Yakuza 7. See you then.